2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for the 10 o'clock news here on Q2. I'm Zoe Zandora. We start in national news tonight. Russia is firing back at President Trump's new threat to pull out of a landmark nuclear weapons treaty. One Russian official warns breaking the pact would be a very dangerous step. Here's Roxana Saberi.
As worries about a new arms race between the U.S. and Russia intensify, the three-decade-old treaty requiring the two countries to eliminate missiles like these could be coming to an end.
Russia has not, unfortunately, honored the agreement, so we're going to terminate the agreement. We're going to pull out.
After a rally in Nevada Saturday, President Trump said he wants to withdraw from the agreement unless Russia and China, which isn't a party to the pact, comply.
If Russia's doing it and if China's doing it and we're adhering to the agreement, that's unacceptable.
The treaty was signed in 1987 by President Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. It bans the U.S. and Soviet Union from possessing, producing, and test flying ground-launched missiles with a range of around 300 to 3,400 miles. President Trump can pull the U.S. out of the pact unilaterally, but some lawmakers, including Republican Senator Rand Paul, say it's a bad idea.
I think it's a big mistake to flippantly get out of this historic agreement that Reagan and Gorbachev signed.
Senator Bob Corker suggests the president's announcement could be a negotiating tactic.
Maybe this is just a move to say, look, if you don't straighten up, we're moving out of this. And I hope that's the case.
Since 2014, the U.S. has declared Russia in violation of the treaty by developing prohibited weapons. Russia denies that charge and has accused the U.S. of breaching the agreement. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, London.
And in other national news, a caravan of migrants is now about 5,000 strong and on the move again after being blocked at Mexico's border. Adriana Diaz is traveling with them and has more.
¿Estás cansada? Are you tired?
Sí.
¿Y tienes hambre? Are you hungry?
Sí.
We found Karen Lanza and her two young daughters resting just ahead of the caravan.
Comen más aquí que en Honduras.
She said so many people have been helping them here that they're eating more here than in Honduras. Aquí viene la caravana. The caravan is coming right now. They were overtaken by a sea of migrants streaming from Mexico's southern border, heading north. Most are from Honduras, fleeing poverty and gang violence. Karen scanned the crowd for her son, who was walking separately with friends. Once they reunited, he couldn't go on. It's been a grueling 10 days for this family to get to this point. Do you know where you're going?
Estados Unidos.
The United States. That she knows clearly. ¿Y sabes por qué? Do you know why?
Mi mamá.
Porque tu mamá, your mama wants to go. Under Black Hawk helicopters, those who could scrambled onto trucks, but most were on foot. Whose child is this? ¿De quién esta niña? Like these men traveling with a baby. They have diapers, they have milk that people have been helping them. ¿Quién? Who's been helping you?
En Guatemala los apoyaron bastante.
In Guatemala, they got a lot of help, and here they've gotten a lot of help. ¿Por qué decidiste venir con su bebé? Es súper peligroso. Why did you decide to come with your daughter? It's so dangerous.
No, para darle un mejor futuro a ella, sabe, para tener la comida, lo que ella necesita, porque ya cuesta bastante.
He says to give her a better life. This flow of migrants is seemingly unending, and almost every person we've talked to has told us the same thing. They say they feel they have no choice but to leave their home countries and push forward. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Tapachula, Mexico.
Back in Billings, one person is dead after a house fire Saturday night. According to the Billings Fire Department, the fire Avenue North at 11:47 p.m. Deputy Fire Marshal Andrew McLean said the cause of the fire was ruled accidental. He also reports there was an estimated $6,000 in damages to the kitchen and attic, with moderate smoke damage throughout the house. We have reached out, but the fire victim's name has not yet been released by the Yellowstone County coroner. When I spoke with Chief Kevin Johnson of the fire department, he did say that until confirmed with the coroner, the fatality doesn't necessarily mean is correlated with the fire directly. We will keep you updated with any further information. In Missoula, a man who has been on the run from law enforcement after a Friday morning double murder has been arrested. Missoula County Sheriff T.J. McDermott says the 27-year-old Jonathan Whitworth was arrested at approximately 11:45 a.m. today without incident near the Missoula International Airport. Sheriff McDermott reports that Whitworth was reported being seen riding a bike in the area. Whitworth has been on the run since early Friday after 2 people were found shot to death at a Missoula motel. We will have more information on this developing story as it becomes available. The economy around the country affects people when looking for not only a job, but a place they would like to and can see themselves living in, and places such as Montana seem to attract both. Bob Dunn of Landmark Development Services, the company leading the One Big Sky project in Billings, spoke at the Big Sky Economic Development annual meeting last week. He says Montana offers an appealing lifestyle, one factor companies and communities will need to consider.
We're in the middle of a very dynamic shift in our economy. It used to be that the employer would locate in a community, in a state, in a city, because of the resources that existed in that region, or they made a decision to go someplace and the employee followed. Overnight, that is going to change. The story tomorrow is simply that the employer will follow the employee. Well,
thanks for watching the 10 o'clock news here on Q2. More to come after the break. A new report gives us failing grades to 22 of 25 burger chain restaurants relating to the use of antibiotics in their beef supply. Find out why ranchers are frustrated. And later in sports, Rocky will host the Frontier Conference game of the season next weekend. We'll see how they got to this point coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Connor Pregetzer, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.